Hey guys, XJ9 here, and today's gonna be the Masterwork and Legendary Weapon improvements. I have not read this, but I mean, right off the bat, guys, they show investment rose for the Zuck sword, and like, it's melee and all, but it's kind of strange that they don't make like an armor for the Zuck sword, as like maybe the Zuck sword would be bleed and make bleed armor, but I guess not. Also, whoever made this image was really bad because, or yeah, someone messed up here. So someone messed up at Jetix. So if you get paint out fast, if you get this image out and zoom in, look at that. Someone didn't even like put this on correctly. Like you can even see it below here. Like again, like this kind of shows you like it's kind of like what Jetix does, guys. Like look at that. You can see the sword. Like that's so unprofessional. That's like actually a joke. Like did someone actually peer review this? Like instantly, guys. Instantly I see that. And they shipped it. Like that's crazy. That just shows you like that just tells you all you need to know about JetX, guys. Okay, I literally just woke up and took a shower, guys, so please excuse me. So let's start. RuneScape is a sandbox MMORPG that offers like why are they even saying this, by the way? Like it's weird that like instead of just getting into the meat and potatoes, right? The vegan meat and potatoes, they're like trying to talk about like the freedom to express and it being a sandbox. It's almost like they're trying to justify their shit balance decisions. And I'm sorry about saying that, but like I'm not joking. Like RuneScape is really, really bad right now. As in like the balance is bad. The game is as most unskillful as possible. Is just deal damage compared to before when you actually had to do mechanics. And I know it's a hot take to a lot of people. Like they want to believe that they're good at like the game with like oh it's high DPM so it's high skill. That's not the case. That's not how games work. So let's just continue. I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit annoyed at people nowadays, guys, because no one wants a balanced game. Everyone wants to be overpowered. Like go play Diablo 4 or something, or I don't know, Path of Exile 2, where you just one shot everything. So RuneScape is a sandbox MMORPG that offers players the freedom to explore and progress through the world of Gilner in ways that match their individual playstyles. Whether you're an avid skiller, a dedicated quester, or a thrill-seeking boss hunter, there are countless paths to advancement. However, they made boss killings too easy in this game now. Uh, even skilling is like not in pursuit. They made everything too easy, honestly. For combat-focused players in particular, progression often centers around acquiring powerful and unique gear to tackle RuneScape's diverse and challenging bosses. Well, they're not challenging if you have best in slot gear. It's artificially hard if you don't have all the stuff. Among the most sought after items are high level weapons that enhance the various combat styles. These weapons, yeah, these weapons are essential to mastering the game's combat systems and form the backbone of high end PvM encounters. Well, again, I would hope they don't balance the game around exploits, but I mean, you do you. And this update, launching on Tuesday, May 27th, will focus specifically on two categories of these powerful tools, legendary and masterwork weapons. So right off the bat, legendary weapons, Ek-Zekkil, guys. I don't think they really changed how it looks at all or anything. Not that I needed anything done. Oh man, okay. My heart's honestly like kind of like because like it's anxious because no, it's gonna be this power creep probably, and I don't know. I just don't really even care that much. The colossal two-handed blade of Zuck, the weapon of the great champion himself, has long struggled to stand out as a standalone melee weapon. Yes. Instead, it's often used in tandem with other bleed-focused gear, which has led to it feeling more like a utility item than the fearsome weapon was meant to be. If it was meant to be, then why did it take this long to do? Like I don't know. Again, I think the biggest reason it wasn't used is just because EUF's broken. Armadyl Staff was too broken, Crypt Bloom was too broken, and then eventually, a few months later, Bolas Guardian came out. The Zuck Sword and Arc Laker blades were actually relatively balanced. Like, it's just the other two were just too broken, or other three. Um, while we're not opposed to some weapons being primarily valued for their special attacks, players have consistently expressed a desire for many reasons to actively wield the sword in combat. I mean, again, since day one, I've even said like it's kind of dumb that we make dies for these weapons, but then it's just like you don't even use them. It's just like I don't get it. Like I don't know. In response, we've taken the Ek-Zekkil back to the drawing board, aiming to give it a stronger, clearer identity. Whereas the Lang weapons shine in shorter bursts, Shorter burst, but also kind of consistent damage because when it procs, it's a big consistent damage boost, but it is, I guess, inconsistent because sometimes you can go like a minute without it procking. We want the Ek-Zekkil to come into because it's also mostly used for burst because you can like burst as in like before the fight even starts by just getting like 10 stacks. We want the Ek-Zekkil to come into its own unique own to come into its own during longer. Oh, sorry. Uh, oh, it's a they want to give it its own shine. So that's like really weird UK talk. Longer sustained encounters. Well, not many bosses are long, and also sustained encounters might imply phases. So like Zamorak, for instance. Oh, like was this say Mutate Data Shot was really good? Well, it wouldn't really be good as Zamorak, at least with solo, because you would go into the witch's mine or the mine of Zamorak or whatever Infernus, and kill the witch, and the stacks would go away. So I'm assuming it would only be good at bosses such as like it's hard to say because all the bosses are short. Like what's a sustained fight? Because all bosses are so short. Like Solak, 3 minutes. Like the Katra less than 3 minutes. It's just like what is a sustained fight in today's ecosystem of PVM? Um, yeah. Rewarding players who commit to its power over time. So, I mean, sorry. So that second sentence, it almost sounds like they want you to encourage to camp it. Maybe it's just poorly. Maybe it's just like, oh, you just have it gain more damage. You know how the game should be. Kind of suggested that before with melee. To achieve this, we remove the current special attack. Yes. Okay, we know this. Igneous Cleave. And replaced it with a new one, Igneous Showdown. Again, I'm assuming this is going to be the Tremble before my might, and then the thing explodes, and maybe AoEs multiple targets, but also it's very good single target damage. This new ability has a 1 minute cooldown, just like Ek-Zekkil. Costs 65% adrenaline. I don't know the adrenaline cost of Ek-Zekkil because I never really did it. And draws inspiration from the dramatic duels that Zuck himself has faced, reinforcing the weapon's identity and thematic roots. So here we go, guys. We're going to read this. I have not read this. Mark your target for a fiery duel. Deals 230, that's 270% weapon damage. And I mean, I'm not sure if they have best in slot, but it's just, pretty much 4,000, 4,700. Deals additional 2,000 to 3,000 damage based on your damage against your flame-bound rival. Applies flame-bound rival to the target. Must be manually triggered during yeah. So again, what does this last a while? Marks him for a duel. Deal damage. Deal additional damage against your rival. So like, does this just like every hit spot is it more damage? And I'm assuming so. So, how is that? I'm curious if that works with bleeds. If it works with bleeds, imagine a dismember doing 18,000 damage bonus just from that. We'll see. Activating Igneous Showdown will initially deal moderate damage to your target and mark them as your flamebound rival until either they are defeated or you fall in combat. This mark can be transferred to another enemy by using the special attack on a new target. However, you can only have one rival active at a time. Well, there's only like really one boss, so like what? While a target is marked, you gain the following benefits. 5% melee damage against your flamebound rival, 5% reduced damage taken from them. Well, that's really good because again, melee's biggest issue and why it's never been mainstream is you take too much damage during Berserk. Is literally flattens. That's just the biggest reason. Using Igneous Showdown, the same rival does additional damage. So you use it on them. They take 5. So no, it's actually not an additional damage per like that. That's not 2,000, 3,000 damage per hit. So it's deal damage. They apply flame by rival. If I do it again, it'll deal the. It's pretty much like deal like a 9k, and they'll become my rival. But like, you don't need to reapply if someone's your rival. I'm guessing you only need to use it once. Really, like, why would you use this multiple times? You're better off using D claws, right? So again, let's see if there's actually more to this. In addition to the new special attack, the Ek-Zekkil now features a new passive called Ashen Vow, which is active while the weapon is equipped. I do. So before we go, I do wonder if this ability is literally like, can you just use this and then go back to Lang's? Because if so, that's pretty crazy to be honest. This means for the rest of the fight, you deal 5% more damage and take 5% reduced damage, which is pretty nuts in my opinion. So that's I'm assuming you can do that because they didn't mention anything about you have to have the sword on for the special. So that's pretty good. I don't know. It depends. In addition to the new special attack, new passive. So let's read the passive. Bolsters the pulverize, smash, and quake abilities. So right off the bat, the one thing that annoys me about the RuneScape community is that pulverize is probably one of the better, like, cooler abilities. Also, I love quake, and I don't like how I don't like how but when Hero Pass came out, people are like shit talking like the corrupted pulverize and like, oh, we never use this, but it's like you guys just don't think into the future, dude. Like, what if we do something about it? Maybe you should say, I kind of wish we had something to do with it instead of, lol, what is Jax doing? Like, they kind of like take free shots on people, which is kind of like lame. So it bolsters pulverize, smash, and quake. So smash is a 2H ability of cleave, the equivalent of cleave. It's also the magic glove ability you need to use. Quake is I love Quake. Quake is such I've always loved Quake, but sadly it's not really used too much. Pulverize is such a cool ability because I feel like it's always been kind of underused because in group scenarios it pretty much gives everyone 30% damage reduction, which is absolutely insane for value, and you can cycle people using Pulverize, but no one's ever done that because that level of communication is like WoW tier, and RuneScape does not have WoW tier communication. Your melee, because like they can only do the same thing, they can't like cycle things, which takes more skill. Your melee attack damage is increased by 5% against your rival. Yeah, we already know this. Okay, so we don't know. Okay, it didn't say that, so I have to read this. Again, it's kind of weird that like it doesn't say what the bolster does. So it's like they couldn't just say bolsters the pulverized, smash, and quick abilities and put like pulverized adrenaline is like 60%. You know, it's just weird. It doesn't have like you like mouse over. Again, I think the user interface here is unfriendly, but I mean whatever. Oops, sorry, I'm scrolling down. Pulverized adrenaline cost reduced from 100% to 60%. Um, well, it. So the thing here is that we have to keep in mind that the investments of Havoc refund adrenaline and give you or recharge your adrenaline. They recharge your adrenaline at first, but then if you use a second special, it instantly refunds adrenaline and stuff. So it might be good to use pulverize, but like probably not. Pulverize is probably better when you're like learning melee, which again, it's kind of weird that they have things like that. Hmm. Try to think what pulverize would be good. I don't know. Let's just continue reading. Quake increases the base hit chance debuff on all enemies from 2 to 4. So this is just the affinity debuff, I believe. That's pretty good. Simply because is it pretty good? I think it makes it less needed to use like a dragon scimitar. I'm not sure. All I'm trying to think about is like the Katra, because no one does this at Virago because dummies exist, which is sad. But Nakatra, do you have a 100% hit chance or close to it? I don't know. But people probably still argue it's not worth using, so low. Lesser Smash increased damage from 95 to 115%. Oh, sorry. Wow, what the? Why do they even have Lesser Smash? Lesser Smash? Is that like a strength ability? Why would they even put Lesser Smash in that? Like, is it even possible to use a Lesser Smash while being able to wear a Zuck sword? Probably, right? Because I'm assuming it's a strength skill. Wow, that's so niche. That's just like so. Smash it was 100 to 120 damage. That was 160 to 180. Um, that's pretty good. Is there really no bleed effect on this? What? With this combination of increased melee damage, enemy debuffs, and enhancements to some underutilized abilities, we believe that Ek-Zekkil will finally establish itself as a valuable and versatile weapon, no longer just a shiny piece of jewelry. Speaking of which, as part of this update, we will be returning any Ek-Zekkils that have been placed into an essence of finality. Like, again, this is great, okay? This is the one thing that is good. And I get called an elitist all the time, bro. Or like I'm an asshole when I'm like, yeah, they should refund people. And then like you have literally like gatekeepers or people that it's like, I have billions and I can afford the L and you can't. I want you to take the L. And it's like those type of people. I don't know. Those people are really bad. Like I like the people whoever said that they shouldn't get their Ek-Zekkils back. That's just crazy. They're like literally like the big problem with the game because they don't understand like when they should give something and when they shouldn't give something. On login, you will find them in your bank. If you do not have bank space, you will be able to collect it from the wars clans represented in Wars Retreat, or if you have a group environment, it may be in the group storage. Oh, it'll be in the group storage. Ha ha ha! It'd be funny as shit. Someone's gonna take that shit. Yeah, but mine actually might be the wars clan representative storage, guys. So was that really it? Again, I'm assuming you can use this. Does Vestment robes work with special attacks? I'm not sure if it does. I don't think it does. So you just at what point do you use this though? It's so much adrenaline. Like you Zerk and go in. Like when would you cast this? It's just 5% more damage. How is that even like again? This is some like like this is something that again like if they made this back in 2021 when God Wars 3 was released and it's just say that fractal roll did not exist and the Bolas Guardian didn't exist, this would be like a sword that you would expect to be released. It would be like pretty substantial power creep, but it's just like wow, you have to spend a lot to get 5% more damage and 5% damage reduction and why would you use it again and deal additional damage? Like unless there's something I'm missing where like this deals like is this a bleed? I don't think it is. So why would you use this a second time? Like what's like I think this is an L design. Like unless I'm misunderstanding something here, this is really bad. Like pulverize again, like it's they didn't buff the damage of pulverize. It's not even that good. It's just like they take less damage. Like I guess it's only good if you're like learning, but like what you want to do in the game is just kill things so fast. The quake doesn't matter. No one uses this because every boss you have a 100% hit chance. Lesser smash, no smash. Like the only substantial buff is maybe smash, but you have to wield it and you have to put bleeds. But at the same time, the special isn't bleeds. Like is this an April Fool's post? I'm not joking. Like, what the hell is this? Like, is this a bleed? I don't think it is. Like, I'm not joking. Jetix is so scared of making power creep, and like, I think the thing they don't understand about this game and why it's reached such critical mass of power creep is because so with range, you got Bow Last Guardian. Okay, well, here's a new bow, here's new God arrows. Okay, well, Bow Last Guardian's kind of broken, but people kind of like didn't care because the Armour Staff was broken. They nerfed Armour Staff, Bow Last Guardian's broken, and it was actually being used over Staff of Armour before Dracula Armor came out. But if it was a problem, you would just nerf God arrows. That's all you would have to do. Not even necessarily Bow Last Guardian. Instead, they nerfed Bow Last Guardian, the special, which I disagree with. I do not think they should have nerfed the Bow Last Guardian special damage. I really hate that nerf. And like, I'm someone who likes nerfs. The nerfs do a lot for a game. But like, I remember I was testing out the Bow Last Guardian, and my favorite part of using the Bow Last Guardian was spamming that special. I was like, this is fun because like it didn't feel cheesy. I'm not wearing a necklace. I'm investing in wearing the bow. I'm using the special that my bow has. It doesn't feel cheesy in that way. It was like I was doing Zuck. I was just testing range as Zuck. I'm like, wow, I love one shot 11k, 11k. That was so cool. I hope you know you can't do that anymore. It's like an 8k, 9k. They don't die. They have like 11k HP. It's just like I don't know. Like again, damage reduction doesn't really matter in this game. It's really because like that's not enough to mitigate Zerk. 5% more melee damage. It depends. Again, will it stack with Zerk or will it stack with Zerk's God Sword? Like, does it multiply? Maybe it'll multiply. Maybe if it multiplies, it might be good. But again, like 5-10% isn't a lot when nowadays we get like 20-30% damage creep. For example, Dracula's Armor, I believe, added an additional 20-25% power creep to the game in terms of DPM. Zamorak times literally went down 2 to 3 minutes plus and kept on getting refined more and more due to Dracula's armor. And again, the thing I was talking about is the reason Dracula's armor was so much power creep is because range had no set effect, and like no one used fleeting boots. Like they didn't matter. You always stood still. There was no need to move. No one used nightmare gaunts because no one uses snipe, and even then, it's a shit ability. And so when you introduce a 5-piece armor, where those 5 pieces there was no set effect prior, they're giving up nothing for an incredible set effect. Like what? Like with the is it 40% or 30% crit? I think it's 40% crit chance. Uh, for the with the 6 seconds adrenaline and adrenaline you get back when you cast rapid fire to spam more. Like they just got that essentially for free. Meanwhile, this sword, you have to wear the sword to even benefit from these improved abilities, and you have to cast them too to even benefit. But like, what if it's shit? Like long encounters. Like what long encounters are there? There's you want to kill bosses as fast as possible. All people care about is GP hour. Going group content's gonna shit. Like again, the 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 use case of this might be some kind of melee tank role where there's also no charge system on this, by the way, which is probably bad in my opinion, because I feel like this Zuck sword is just going to be used as a switch still. Lanes are still better, I believe, because of the lane. Again, they act like lanes is burst, but it's also consistent damage because of the passive it has. So I just don't agree with that, and also there's no charge system, so there's no investment. So again, this might be designed around group content because Pulverize again is a very good group content ability. It costs less to actually use now. So again, if they don't change this at all, when Ambuscott releases, it wouldn't surprise me if you see people rotating Pulverize, like I've been saying. But they would only do that if Barricade and Devotion and Intercepting was not work, like didn't work or was changed by then. But yeah, Pulverize has always been like in my mind like the fairer way of like doing bosses. I'd hate Devotion's overpowered and Barricade's overpowered, Intercept's overpowered. No one uses Quake again, unless Ambuscott will be tanky. But even then, you could just like there's better ways to debuff it like instantly and like for the rest of the fight. Like Quake only lasts 1 minute. Meanwhile, you can just swap to a Bull Ass Guardian and use Blackstone arrows, even if you have 5% hit chance, and instantly they get 14% armor reduction for the rest of the fight. It's like 12 or 15 minute debuff, which is essentially the rest of the fight. It's uh, like if anything, I'm not even joking. Like guys, this I'm talking a lot. This is a 20-minute video. I'm sorry. This will only be good for literally like Ambuscott when you're like learning something. Like I really don't think this is good. This is so bad. It's like not even funny. Like this would actually be pretty decent if this literally costed nothing. If it costed nothing, or even gave you adrenaline, or like as like this like it was a basic ability and on 1 month cooldown, it would be pretty alright. I'm not joking. Why does it cost 65% adrenaline? How do you fit this in a rotation? You can't you have to use it on the target, so you can't like use this on a dummy unless maybe you smoke cloud stall. Again, maybe people with smoke cloud stall it or something weird like that. But again, why are we bouncing the game around that? Uh, like this literally should just be a basic attack. That'd be such an interesting concept. A basic attack special ability that does high damage and does more damage if you use it twice on a target, and you get cool passives for using the sword. But again, you can just people might use this. Like the only time people might use this is like during the transition of the Katra when she's sending you in the mind, like during immunity. Like people are only gonna cast this during immunity, and even then, it's like wow, 5% more damage. Again, we get 20% damage creep. Like this would be good back in the day. Like I said, like this sword is actually so cool if it came out in 2021 and the stuff armor exists in Blast Guardian. Again, I said this before. I'm just reiterating, and I'm not joking. These passives, like again, the thing that's like honestly notable is Pulverize. Like Smash, okay, but like I don't even think people really use bleeds during like they'll use like bleeds like once at Nakatra. Maybe they'll swap again. It's just a swap sword, I guess. They'll just swap to it they use Masterwork Spear maybe to put bleeds, and then but even then you have a shit hit chance. So like the only bleeds people put on Nakatra was whatchamacallit? the Ek-Zekkil, and then they always use bleeds to extend the Ek-Zekkil. This is so bad. Like, I'm not joking. Like, you're better off just using Lang. This is too low damage. Lang burst is too. This honestly, all these changes should just be by default. They should honestly give all of these to melee by default. Make the core user experience better. Can we stop making everything the high end? Like, wow, I have to play this game, get 99, make 2 bill, and do all these quests and everything just to play melee with cool abilities. These abilities should just have this passive. I'm sorry, this passive sucks ass. This is so bad. And they ended just like that. I can't wait to see how broken Staff Armour is. I guarantee you the Staff Armour is going to be broken, but maybe I'm wrong. But, like, this has to be a joke, right? I'm not joking. This is a joke. This is so bad. And watch me eat my words. But, like, again, like, maybe if this multiplies, and maybe if you smoke cloud, it'll be broken. But, like, I don't bounce again on smoke cloud, and maybe you can smoke cloud. I don't even sure. I don't bug abuse, guys. I don't exploit. But your general player base, your 99%, they're not going to use this. So yeah, really big L. At my feedback, changes to give adrenaline. Again, that'd be so interesting. A special that gives you adrenaline with a cooldown. That'd be so cool. That's like a never done before. Wow, let's really like. Can we do something different? You know, that'd be actually pretty freaking cool. Again, maybe it would even be cool if you had to keep on the sword. If you swapped off the weapon, Flameball and Rival would be removed, and maybe this could stack up to 2 times or something. And then on the 3rd time, it's a buff that lasts, I don't know, 5 seconds, or maybe just keep like that, where like it's 5% more damage, 5% damage reduction, and then the 2nd time is you get 10% more damage. You deal the damage, but you get it goes to 10% more damage for like the next 20 seconds. Wouldn't that be interesting and cool? I think that would be interesting and cool, but instead it's something lame. And yeah, this passive's hot dog. Like this shit again. I'm sorry about reiterating, but I'm honestly in disbelief that these are the buffs. So yeah, this is a new passive. This completely removed the bleed effect completely. So yeah, this is a hot dog. Again, like you're literally trying to. The problem, I don't know what they're thinking at Jax. Because the thing that Ek-Zekkil had going for it was bleeds. Langs are not bleeds, so that's what Ek-Zekkil had going for it. And instead, they're trying to make Ek-Zekkil compete with Langs when all boss counters are so short. And this isn't even a lot of damage. This is not enough damage to like keep up with anything. And like, yeah, this is hot dog, guys. So let's just move on. Hot shit. Don't even bother investing in this. This is hot garbage. Fracture Staff Armour, guys. Whew, here comes the brokenness. I ain't drink after that one, guys. The Fracture Staff Armour has remained a powerful weapon since its release, but over time, its shine has faded, largely because unlike other Tier 95 weapons, it lacks a passive effect while wielded. Well, no, it's actually always shined, even despite the nerfs. It's just people use it as a swap when hibernating, and sadly... Oh, I actually do wonder, sidetrack, I do wonder if they're going to talk about Elite Tectonic in this, because they are buffing Elite Tectonic in the same patch. So, Elite Tectonic, watch that be the biggest power creep. So... It's weird that they say its shine is faded because, like, the amount of people who think Magic's bad is kind of crazy when Magic's not bad. It's like, they talk about how world records are done with X style, but, like, a lot of them are done with Magic too, but, like, they kind of, like, don't talk about that because I guess they're in denial about the game. But again, it's hybrid only. Like, Magic's only used as a swap. With this update, I'm sorry, this has slightly limited its overall effectiveness, especially as newer weapons have entered the scene. Again, it's actually Magic's actually very solid. It's just Necromancy's broken and Ranger's broken. That's simple as that, guys. With this update, so again, this is completely gaslighting. I'm sorry, this is literally a gaslighting statement. With this update, we're introducing a new passive effect for the staff, Surging Storm. This passive increases your critical strike damage, not a chance to crit, but the damage dealt when you do, by 15 to 30% while wielding the Fracture Staff Armour. This additional critical damage would boost your critical damage from 150%, Wonder Base plus 50% from 90 Magic, to between 65 to 180%. This effect is designed to synergize naturally with the staff's strong focus on critical strikes and its existing special attack, giving it a boost in modern combat scenarios. And if you read this, it says passive, gain 15 to 30% critical strike damage. Unlike the Ek-Zekkil, we felt the current iteration of the Fracture Staff Armour was already in a solid place. It just needed a bit more punch. Given its crit-focused playstyle, the new passive felt like a natural fit to alleviate its performance without disrupting its core identity. Speaking of critical strike chance, you have Elite Tectonic and Armour. Oh my god. Oh my god. So yeah, the staff armor. I put it so when you're so it's interesting. So with the tier 95 wand and core, it actually has synergy with the staff armor special because you deal additional damage with hits. But yeah, you have to get the stacks and the staff armor passive. That's why you would use that. But now it's like if I was doing Ambuscat with this, I'm pretty like again without even looking at Elite Tectonic, looking at the Elite Tectonic side effect, you would definitely go in. You would use the staff armor. You would not use the wand and core. And after staff armor runs out, I guess you would swap and do bleeds. Like again, would you do bleeds? I'm not sure about that because I don't do the calculations out because this is like a new damage. You definitely would try to get resets on your tier 95 wand after. Again, you have to swap, but again, I don't like swapscape like that. It's kind of annoying. Maybe it won't be annoying, but again, the thing that irks me with this magic is always swapping between insight for if you're an exanguate. And now I have to now instead of having, only have to swap my necklace, I have to swap my wand and core, which is really annoying. I don't like that personally. I wish it was playstyles. Yeah, I'm just curious if it's better to spam bleeds. Like, oh, do I do corruption, and then like wand spec. Like after that, yeah, I think after that point you just swap to the staff because you're not gonna be maintaining your stacks of bleed. You're probably just gonna want to keep the staff of armor on for more damage, even with your basics, right? So yeah, I guess literally the turn 95 wand is literally just gonna be a swap now. So that's kind of funny. RIP that. Uh, so how strong is this, guys? Already for pretty freaking strong. Um, that it seems like a ridiculous number, 15 to 30% more damage. Thinking, and it's in sunshine and it has bulk boost because of that too. I think you're gonna see 12Ks and like 28Ks and stuff. You might see like a 8K conk, not 12K maybe crit. I'm not even sure. I don't know. I don't think you. Well, I don't know. No, you would not see a 12K conk. I'm just trying to think like how meta defining is that by itself. I think people will still only use it as a swap. I mean, all this. I mean, realistically, again, at the high end where people use like hybrid stuff, this just buffs staff armor by quite a bit of damage. Well, it's probably like at least a 10. It's probably like at least a 10 or 15% damage increase, about maybe 10. So again, it got way more damage increased compared to Zuxord. So Zuxord got shafted. Meanwhile, the Armour staff during rotations, we just got an additional 10% DPM to like burst shit. So I mean, this is a clear winner. I just wonder how it compares to getting an added 200 damage to all your hits. It's probably really close, but Staff Armor probably wins. So yeah, this is pretty good. So again, I feel like people might try it out, but they'll probably go back to Necromancy or something. I'm not sure. It depends. Let's see. Tectonic Elite Tectonic Armor. So they didn't even talk about this in the previous post. They kind of forgot, and some random Twitter guy said this. So as usual, Jax is very incompetent and lazy, or not lazy, but they actually are lazy, but very disorganized. I need another drink, guys. We drink every time. Okay. With the announcement of the upcoming Amistcat themed Magic Armor at RuneFest, and our recent blog discussing 110 crafting and Masterwork Magic Armor, we wanted to revisit the current state of Magic Armor, specifically Tectonic and Elite Tectonic. Yeah, because anything else is too much. While these tier 90, tier 92 sets offer the highest flat magic damage, are often played second fiddle to the Tuska Warpiece and Slisker Armor effects. Well, again, it was your fault that you guys did that, and you guys shouldn't have done that. And also, that's not necessarily true because it's better to wear Tectonic if you're camping it and you don't want to do swaps. So again, this is actually really like. Let me just finish the sentence. Which provides a flat 6%. Oh, is that even 5%? 6% critical strike chance. Given how strongly Magic builds prioritize critical strike chance, Tectonic Armor has been in need of a new refresh, or a need of a refresh. I'm not joking, guys. I honestly feel like the elitists, like literally the 1%, less than 1%, like the people who exploit, literally are like literally like I want to say something bad, but like they literally like are very close to each other. I'm not joking. I actually think they're very close to each other to an unhealthy extent. Ek-Zekkil gets shafted. Something like everyone loves melee. Your average player probably wants to play melee. I've seen so many new players are wearing melee, but like melee sucks, bro. Sorry. Uh, it gets shafted. The most shit buffs I've ever seen. A passive that's literally like what the ability should be by default, and you won't use this. You won't use pulverize. You won't use quake. Smash. Are you even doing bleed? So how is that even good? It doesn't make any sense. You know. So this gets absolutely shafted. Then staff Armadyl, they're like, hi elitists. What do you think the staff Armadyl should have? Oh, crit damage. You got it, bro. They literally just flat out give 10% damage to the elitists. Like, I don't know, you can't make it up. Like this is the story it tells me. And their wording and how they talk about, oh, Tuska War Piece is better. Again, they listen to the elitists. They actually just listen to Jax listened to them and did this stupid thing anyway. They are like, oh, just swap the Sasuke armor during the special. It's just like, it's crazy. And now we're gonna have Tectonic that has crit that's better than Sasuke. Like, this is so bad. Guys, this game is so fucking dead. It's controlled by the less than 1%. It's freaking guys, this game's so bad. I'm sorry. This is why I have no interest in this game anymore. I'm not even joking. I think this game's so fucking boring. Who cares about this game? I'm sorry about being negative, guys. Like, I hope you understand. Don't look at me and be like, wow, you're such a sour grape. I'm not joking. Just think about what I just said. Just think about it. It's so bad. This game used to be so good. So, to address this, we're introducing a new shared set bonus. Tectonic, 1% crit chance per piece. Elite Tectonic, 2% crit chance per piece. So, they literally just gave you the Sasuke armor to the Elite Tectonic. So, again, because of a mistake they did, they just add the damage to Elite Tectonic. So, now Tectonic, I don't think there's any reason unless you're so lazy to swap from range to melee, but even the range with Sasuke aren't, no, not range to melee, range to magic, but yeah, you would want to use direct glitch with range. So, already, power creep. We have additional power damage bonus from Tectonic, and we have the same Sasuke bonus. So what else have they added, guys? Crucially, we're not changing the Tuska Sasuke set bonus. They will still grant the full 6% critical strike chance. Instead, this update creates a clear progression path. If you want pure crit, Tuska set remains a strong option. If you prefer flat damage, Tectonic delivers. And if you're looking for a mix up of both, Elite Tech now stands out as the best of both worlds. Well, Tectonic also has kind of the best of both worlds too, because it's 3% crit. I'm pretty sure wearing Tectonic would still be better than Sasuke, probably. I'm not sure, but yeah. I mean, this isn't as big of a power creep as the Fracture Staff or Armoral. So pretty much they just get an additional how much damage? Like 100 damage added to every hit spot or something like that. Maybe like 200 if in Sunshine, something like that. So they essentially get back the lost damage from the Tier 95 wand, the Roar of Awakening, and the or OD of Deceit. They pretty much get this back from this, and they just get added damage. So this is easily 12% damage power creep, maybe even more. Yeah, maybe more. Who knows? That's pretty crazy. But maybe 50%. I don't know. It might be something crazy. So yeah, it's pretty bad. You can obviously tell the elitists really got the J-mods listed to them. So let's look how shafted the Masterwork Weapons got. I guarantee you this got shafted too. With the release of 110 smithing, fletching, and runecrafting complete, we have released 3 powerful Masterwork weapons: the Westwork Sword, Bow, and Staff. These weapons are player crafted through extensive processes that require high levels across multiple skills, often incorporating materials sourced from boss encounters. They boast tier 100 stats and can be augmented, but currently lack any additional passive effects or special attacks. In essence, they are powerful yet straightforward, strong but not complex. Okay. In the context of a classic RPG, these weapons would sit above core crafted gear thanks to sufficient investment of time and resources required to make them, but they wouldn't be considered ultimate endgame items. Within the RuneScape ecosystem, however, they occupy a more ambitious space. So they're really weird. Like, what are they talking about? Classic RPG. Like, what games are they playing? Like, are they okay? Like, what are they talking about? I feel so disconnected from what they're talking about. Like, what's your balance philosophy? Nothing. Are they intended as an accessible entry points for players learning combat, a training tool for mid to high level progression, or are they simply an option in an arsenal of experienced boss hunters? In my opinion, it should be a stepping stone. Depending on who you ask, the answer could be all above. So within this update, our goal is to clarify their role and define what these weapons fit on the curve. What this update will be adding in a new pass to the Master Bow and Staff called Masterwork Mending. So I'll laugh if it's they're doing all of the above, guys. That's their balance policy. Do everything. So let's read this. Best for 2H sword. Attacks heal you for 2% damage dealt. So, so this is already like instantly. I just think of AFK. That's what I instantly think of. Like, bro, I'm not even joking. I think the Masterwork sword is better than the Zuck sword. I'm not even trolling. 2%? Is there no cap? Like, let's finish reading this, guys. The passive is simple. Attack with these weapons heal the player for 2% damage dealt. Internally, we've been discussing how best to evolve Masterwork weapons. Did they count player feedback? Our goal was to strike a balance, enhancing their value as a supportive tool for newer combat players, while also pos- uh, positioning them as a viable optional choice for experienced PVMers. Importantly, this update isn't about overshadowing or competing with legendary weapons, but rather about giving Masterwork a cleaner, more purposeful role in the broader combat ecosystem. I will say right off the bat, so it just seems like these weapons are designed to be the ghost for the other styles. It's designed to be the conjure, the spirit conjure ghost to heal you while you fight. That's literally what I think it is. They're like, let's just give the ghost to everyone. While dealing the damage, you just keep soul spawn. How much is 2% damage dealt? Like again, 100k DPM. Like, do you just heal for? If you heal for full with no, if there's no downside, like soul spawn has like diminishing returns. That's crazy actually. Um, like if you deal like again, let's just do an overpower smash, and you heal for what would even be that much? That would be it. 20. Would it be a 2k? Am I stupid? Would a 60k only be 300? Guys, I'm kind of dumb. Wait, sorry. I actually had this in my head, but I can't think right now because guys, I'm going through a traumatic phase right now in my life. You have to relax. Okay. Let's 2% damage dealt, guys. It's a little bit hard. So it's 220, 200. So a 30k would only heal for 600. It's not even that good, but I'm not even gonna lie. I actually think this sword is faster than. I actually think the Masterwork sword is better than the Zuck sword. Obviously, the staff and range weapon are hot dog. Like, well, I wouldn't say the range weapon, the bow is hot dog because, when God arrows are better than like Eldritch bow. So the bow is all right. The staff though, I think that's hot dog. I think you're better off using a turn 95 wand. Why would you use the staff? Magic does legitimately no damage without either the Staff of Armour or the Tier 95 wand. And honestly, even with the Tier 95 wand, it does dog damage. So, yeah. I mean, again, one thing that concerns me here, again, is there's no charge system on this. So, I actually really wonder if it will be possible to use abilities and then swap to a Master Sword 2H or bow or staff and benefit from the healing. Again, it really concerns me. There's no charge on it. I find that a little bit weird. Maybe they did code it properly to not be abused like that. But yeah, I actually think the sword's better than the Zuck sword. I'm not even joking, guys. It is actually better than the Zuck sword. I'm not even joking. Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie. At least the Master sword, like the one thing that these swords have is they synergize with the Blood Reaver. So that's pretty good. Kind of. It's not that much damage though, but I mean it's something. Healing is a highly versatile aspect of combat for new players. It acts as a safety net, yeah, and high level players. Do they talk about high level players? Extending the length of encounters and providing more time to learn mechanics and develop strategy. In the hands of skilled veterans, here we go, it becomes an additional tool to their arsenal, helping supplement their defensive kits or smoothing over less threatening combat such as Slayer tasks. I hope you know they just soul split flick and just eat blubbers and the spam split soul and eat blubbers and disruption shield. So I don't know. Like again, Slayer I don't care about. Kind of, I hate Revolution. Yeah, well, no one's gonna use it. Like, no high level player is gonna use this. I'm sorry, it's literally just for noobs. Masterwork Sword again, it's better. I think the Masterwork Sword is better than the Zuck Sword, but you're better off losing Ling. So yeah, like again, the biggest issue with melee is how much damage you take at a burst. Um, I guess you could mitigate that by using the new Masterwork armor, right? Or not even. It's not even new Masterwork armor. Just no one uses the Masterwork armor as trolling, so it actually no one trolling. It's garbage. Uh, so sorry. During our exploration, we considered a wide range of options, including both new special attacks and new passive effects. Some of these ideas included empowered versions of the existing special attacks, such as from the Dark Bow or Armadyl battle staff. Again, this is so lazy because it's like we already have a tier 100 Dark Bow special and stuff. It's like I hate the Armadyl battle. Like, bro, I hate. Can we do something new, please? Weakened variants of legendary weapon special attacks. I'm not even joking. I think they were better off doing this. I'm not even joking. If this is the best they could have came up with, I'm sorry. I actually think guys should have just did this. I actually do. I'm not joking. Like they're not creative enough. They can't do it. Unique special attacks that were designed as introductory tools to help people learn core combat mechanics. Well, I mean that reminds me of the giant mole and how the giant mole has different mechanics, but no one learned anything because the bosses die in 2 seconds. And everyone got annoyed at them. Passives, because the mole should have been one room. Passives that enhance, maybe, I don't know, I like the mole, he's kind of cute. Passives that enhance specific abilities like Greater Chain, Ricochet, or Barge. Oh, it has to be greater too, by the way, right? So even though you buy the weapon, you need to now spend 800 mil for Greater Chain or 1 bill for Ricochet. That's, the fact that you even consider that is dog. While many of these concepts have potential, they often conflict with the core goals of this update, whether by complicating their experience, blurring the identity of Masterwork weapons, or unintentionally diminishing the uniqueness and prestige of other high-end gear. That said, this exploration high-end gear has no prestige anymore. I'm sorry. That said, this exploration has sparked valuable ideas and will be carrying many of them forward to inform the design of future weapons and combat updates. So okay, so new boss. Here comes the enhanced dark bow. Wow, I feel like I'm playing a remaster game where this is bad. Thank you for reading through these development insights. Our team has been long listening to players discussing ways that can improve these weapons and armors, and we hope that these new effects will open up new gameplay options for all manners of players. Yeah, well, you don't listen to me. This update will launch on Tuesday. Yeah. Oh my god. Guys, so overall, the Master Weapons are dog. The only thing that's good is the bow, because Last Guardian might be not in someone's budget. And now, like instead of buying a knock staff or a Stern Gobble, which is way too expensive, they can buy a Masterwork bow and do some pretty good damage with like Dark Bow, UF, and God arrows. Masterwork sword is, I guess, pretty okay. But again, you might as well use Necromancy in my opinion. But it's better than a Zuck sword. So, like Masterwork sword is pretty okay, but again, like no one's gonna melee because the healing you heal doesn't help. Like it's weird that they didn't give like the Masterworks for like damage reduction and just put a charge system. Maybe I don't know. It's just weird. And yeah, the staff is dead content. That staff is legitimately dead content because magic. Like Ali, I keep saying Ali because I complain to Ali so much about this shit. But like I don't know if you guys mage, but like if you mage, I've maged on my alt where I didn't have the magic level, or I did have the magic level, but I didn't have the staff of armor yet. You do legitimately no damage. Like you do no damage. So yeah, the only like I don't even think to understand this game. This is such a bad update. Zuck Sword shafted. It's literally dead content unless someone not someone, but unless you can smoke cloud stall it. That's literally the only potential it has. I'm not joking. Legitimately, that's the only potential this sword has is smoke cloud stall. And you know what? That's probably what the elitists wanted. They put such a high adrenaline cost so everyone can't use it but them. And you benefit from 5% damage with smoke cloud stall on a dummy. And fuck it. I guess you say fuck the greater barge and just DPS, right? Maybe that's what you do. I don't know. Again, 5% damage isn't a lot. If something has 1 million HP, like the Katra almost has 1 million HP, right? It's like, wow, that's just 50k damage. Like that's a like that's not a lot. I mean, again, unless it gets multiplied, maybe it'll get multiplied by Zerk and give you a little bit more, maybe like 80k, but like that's not a lot. Like that's how much a barge does. These passives suck. Five-star Armour got mega juiced. All you're gonna want to do is just pretty much camp it, and then once it runs out, like I say, you're only maging though, like a real G, you're gonna want to camp the stuff Armour until it runs out, and your Sunshine runs out. Then you use bleeds with the tier 95, and then once you don't get lucky anymore, you go back and build with stuff Armour, and you just rarely Tectonic. You pretty much get the tier 95 wand passive back, so we lost essentially nothing. It just got flat out 12% more damage, 10% more damage. Uh, and yeah, that was really the whole update. So yeah, this was really disappointing. This is so bad. I'm sorry, guys. This is really bad. Again, I'd love to be wrong, but I think Jetix is listening to elitists too much. You can tell this update is just for elitists. This is smoke cloud stall. This is the most trash shit ever. They they should have been like, wow, Melee sucks. We need to buff these abilities and give it a real passive. There's no charge system because they're listening to these stupid people on Reddit. And again, you think I'm mean, but like they call me awful things, guys. Okay, uh, like they listen to these people that say the charge system is bad because they're just lying to themselves and lying to Jex. It's there for a reason. Nerfs are there for a reason. I hope you can hear me. Maybe I'm talking too quiet. I'm not really opening my mouth that much. Yeah, this is really disappointing, guys. Let me tell you what you think. I think there's one more thing I want to say, but I don't know. I think I said all I had to say. I mean, when Tuesday comes, guys, like the only thing that really worth testing is like the Fracture Stuff Armour, the Zuck Sword, like maybe it's kind of dog, and the Masterwork Weapons. Again, the one that's like really good for a budget is the bow. Like the bow should have actually maybe kept that because I don't know. I kind of like feel like range should be like maybe a healing type of style. Magic the staff will not deal any damage at all. Try maging with that staff. I guarantee you'll struggle to get 300k DPM. I guarantee it. Uh, that Masterworks 2H, it's probably better than the Zuck sword overall. I'm not even joking. Like you're better off using the Masterwork 2H sword. So yeah, that's it, guys. Bye. Tell me what you think. Again, I'm sorry if I come off as an asshole, but like I keep it real here. Okay, I really do. Like again, I'm not stupid. This is literally just power creep. This staff armor is just you're gonna see those timers go down. Hey guys, here comes the Reddit post. World record time. I'm the best PVMer ever. I use macros. I'm so good at this game. I just spam blubberfish and DPS. Like that's what the game is. This is just more healing too, and they lost nothing. They lost nothing because they just gave you back the damage with the Tectonic. I mean, the only good thing out of this update is, hey guys, when I make my guide, I won't be yelled about using like Tectonic. It's crazy I made my magic guide. I'm being harassed. Why are you using like Tectonic? Why are you using like Tectonic? Like, wow, guys, I'm sorry. I'm using a mage classed item. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then it's like I'm using a challenger's ring because the only boss I was using magic at was Nakatra. And I'm being shit talked. Why are you using a magic ring? Why are you not using the Reaver ring, the hybrid ring that has no real penalty? Like, I'm sorry, guys, for using a magic ring. I'm sorry for not using a hybrid ring that's obviously imbalanced. That every style uses it. I'm so sorry. You know, like, yeah. I guess that's it, guys. See you later. Bye.